Hello everyone, we are here. We are going to have to use our... let's go outside of Eshavraun here and grab the telepoint to Sandoria. Anybody else want to share what classes they're playing? I'd love to know what draws you to the particular classes that you play. How about you, Exo? What drew you to Thief or Red Mage?
Sandoria.
Oh, yep, Sandoria Northern Sandoria, home point 1. Astrologian, Scholar, and Angelic Buster. Well, those aren't FF11 characters, I'll accept that. Jack of all trades, solo ability, that makes sense. Farming and such, that makes sense, that's a good reason. With that class with the lance, FF11, the class with the lance would probably be Dragoon. Summoner for life, Smokey. I like the look of Summoner, and I made Silly go around and get all the avatars with me, so we can summon all of them, I think, except one, and that's just because we haven't done all of Dynamis yet. I kind of resort to Dynamis as content we can do. We're going to Zulkheim, Lothian Plateau. I kind of resort to Dynamis as like filler content between game days or Japanese midnights. Wintrigue, why do you play Astrologian, Scholar, and Angelic Buster? What drew you to Summoner, Smokey?
Double dust.
Double dust. You know what Silly really enjoyed about Summoner?
Oh, single.
Getting fire weather. That was fun. So you can be the very best, like no one ever was, and also a magical girl. Did you even know it was a magical girl going into it? I would guess that, I think Wintrigue's just saying words into his chat now. She just sees things, and she's like, that. I would imagine Carbuncle would draw most summoners to the class, because Carbuncles are amazing. But what do I know? I'm just a doctor. Silky Kittens. Right now, Dragoons are pretty awesome in Final Fantasy XIV, but that's because it's their expansion. Next expansion, it's going to be the Monk expansion, so Monks are going to be pretty awesome.
It's true.
Also, those of you who normally watched my Dragon Quest Heroes playthrough, it looks like Bards are getting Reign of Pain in Final Fantasy XIV.
Yeah, it looks like it, but it only attacks. It looks like it's a one target attack, though.
Well, typically.
I wonder what it does.
Dragon Quest Heroes, they tend to, Reign of Pain focuses on one target unless you have an ability that lets it zoom through a whole bunch of them.
That's true.
So
Also, Machinists are getting a flamethrower.
that's amazing. But the best thing of all, ninjas are getting a job. The resonance between Siren's Bloom and the crystal reaches a crescendo. Welcome back, John! What?
This is a new looking place.
The celestial capital of Altair welcomes you. Would that it would do so with open arms, but the vortex slowly eats away at my home. The capital is not the only thing to succumb. I too feel my energy beginning to fade. No, you needn't offer me any explanation. I have already heard that Siren's benevolence has guided you here. You and Iroha have sought guidance from companions all throughout Vana'diel in order to stop the encroaching darkness. In Iroha's future was an event called The Reckoning, in which you made a decision that rang throughout the land. As a result, Iroha was left alone, confined to Ryzenjima. A future in which Iroha was the only child of Altana left in Vana'diel. And so you wish to beseech Altana herself for guidance, for any hint on how this bleak future can be altered. Alteo is often referred to as the Celestial Capital because it has a stronger connection with Altana than anywhere else on the ground below. And I am able to commune with the terrestrial avatars and pass through the veil separating this world from the next via the crystal. Yet even I do not possess the means to reach Altana herself. Even the most powerful forces in the lands, forces that could create whole worlds, cannot approach her. Not even Odin. No such a feat requires more than anyone could hope to muster. A power so great it could make the 5 crystals whole once more. Yet did the future siren not mention that a key may yet lie in Ryzenjima? I find no cause to doubt her, particularly in light of what I have discovered. What if we could create a crystal that could banish the emptiness? Miro, you have traversed the cavernous maws, so I need not remind you that you have visited worlds other than our own. Those worlds exist in parallel, and each has its own past, present, and future. Tartarus, a place known by a select few in eastern Ulbulka, is one such world. Countless years have I spent balancing between these, ensuring balance between these worlds, that they never interfere with each other. From each I have drawn a small fraction of crystal energy, and have accumulated enough light to create another towering mother crystal for Vana'diel. What do you want to say?
Accumulating light.
Okay. It is precisely as I have said. I have undertaken this plan long before Iroha arrived in this era. This plan is to create a new crystal in Ryzenjima, the holy land of the Far East, and create a safe haven from the darkness. A plan, I add, that requires an inordinate amount of time to bring to fruition. Iroha's presence or absence makes no difference. The result would be the same. Miro, if what I said overlaps with anything Siren told you, then you may have found another piece of the puzzle. But what this reckoning that Iroha speaks of is, I know not. You are the warrior of the crystal, and are destined to become the warrior of light. You will coalesce thousands of points of light into a single shining star, your radiance casting out the darkness, and you will become more than a mere warrior.
Master, all the grand adventures you have embarked on led you here. You have guided us all to the final struggle against an unthinkable future. You have already banished the darkness that lies within you. You have but to fill yourself with sacred light. Even in the most trying of times, there is one virtue that humanity does not abandon: hope. It is your calling to keep that hope alive.
Iroha is the only one who can aid you in making your final decision, and there is one more thing. I would have you aid me should you feel that my plan is the proper course of action. All I have worked to collect these many years is slowly being absorbed into the world known as Tartarus. One born of that land has caught wind of my plan and seeks to undermine it. Seek out the one whose dominion over magic is absolute. Please, I beg you. I like how the symbol there, the stone she gives us, looks like one of the Atomos. Okay. So, we are done that cutscene. Let's see here. It's not that everyone says monks suck. It's just that the way the game works, monks hit fast, and while we do a decent amount of damage most of the time, it also causes the enemy to build up TP faster, and yeah, that's bad because then they can use their attacks more often, among other reasons. There's just other reasons. They're just not good compared to other classes. Alright. Examine the oaken door in Norg. Alright, let's go back to Norg. Let's use our warp ring.
Okay.
We didn't actually have to do many fights today. It's mostly cutscenes.
No. Mm-hmm.
I thought there'd be more fighting. Back to Norg we go, everyone. Okay, so it's all small low. That's right. Oh, I like that guy's outfit. Konij.
What are you looking at?
Konij. Konij?
Am I near you?
I don't know. I think you're not in safe to the same point as me.
Oh, I can see your health bar.
Oh, you might be by home point too.
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, I don't think we're gonna finish Rhapsodies today. I'm guaranteeing we're gonna finish it tomorrow, next Sunday.
You think so?
Yeah. We've gotten through almost all of chapter 2, and there's only 3 chapters to it, and the 3rd chapter's short.
Damn.
Alright, off to the
Alright,
oaken door.
Square, you know what that means. You gotta get Deep Dragon Quest 10 over here.
Yes, Dragon Quest X. Any of you in the chat right now Dragon Quest fans? I know Toon John is. If you are, look up the campaign to get Dragon Quest X localized. We need all the help we can get. Even if you're not a player, go do it anyway, because more games need to be brought to the West. Oaken door.
Okay. Oh, Miro, guess who made it? Gilgamesh filled me in on what happened after the whole Iroha and Juno thing. Going over every last detail would have killed my voice, but I made sure to cover the most important parts. And I gotta admit, she did a great job of watching over Iroha. Iroha's a real trooper. You gotta admire her spunk. Ah, Lady Miro, good to see you looking well. I trust that you successfully met with Selh'teus. A new crystal to be born in Raisenjima. Finally, a light to pierce the clouds. Well, Tenzin, you'll still be needing to pack a wallop, won't you? Sure, you might have stopped the emptiness, but there's still a bit more darkness to smack around. Long had I thought that it would be years before things returned to normal. But Selh'teus' crystal is a grand step in a positive direction. But, Sir Tenzin, something still vexes me. If I remember correctly, the crystal does not appear now, but rather several years hence. If the crystal were to manifest now, then the future would be irrevocably altered. But is that not exactly what we desire? So the crystal appears a few years earlier. What's the big deal? Perhaps. Yet even though the crystal is there in my time, the all-encroaching darkness still claims victory. The crystal alone is not enough to save us. No matter how much we bash our heads against the problem, we can't find a good solution. I'll be damned if we aren't overlooking something. What is causing the emptiness? Lady Prish, please continue to hunt for clues. Of course I will. Master, please proffer your opinion on Selh'teus' crystal plan. What
What
should
do
we
you
say?
think? You pick one.
I'll do anything to meet Altana.
Alright.
If it means solving the problems in the Far East, then I'm all for it.
And it's good for business, too.
So let's summarize. Iroha is opposed to Selh'teus' plan. Opposed may be too strong a word. I would simply implore us to proceed with utmost caution. I believe we can trust Siren when she says that the crystal in the Far East was intimately connected with this problem. We must banish the emptiness surrounding Ryzenjima to have any hope of meeting Altana. That must be the reason why Siren gave us the Siren's plume. And the orb I entrusted to Master remains pivotal. It is a priceless artifact of Ryzenjima's sanctorium that ties the bearer with the Mother Crystal. None are lost when they follow its guidance. We should not brashly rush into an uncertain decision, but instead wait for a sign. Well, Miro, if you agree, then we've got to make a different approach. Namely, finding more out about that beastie what's still in the crystal's power.
And if Selh'teus wants you to find someone with an absolute dominion over magic...
Then there's only one person I can think of. That old witch Shantoto? I'm not sure if bringing Iroha along is the best idea. Why would that be?
If she found out you were from the future, she'd poke, prod, and quite possibly vivisect you.
Lady Miro, we have our next destination, Windhurst Walls. Bring me a present! Could it be that the one trying to steal the crystal's energy is not the ambassador, but...
Balamore?
Shantoto?
Alright, let's go talk to Shantoto. Go to K7 in Windhurst Walls. Shantoto is fantastic. Silly loves that character. Everybody loves Shantoto, though. He looks chibibi. Cleverness. Elf Legolas recovers 198 HP. You do you, Elf
Kablooey.
Legolas. I love all the names that people come up with.
Oops, Windhurst Walls. That's Port Windhurst. Jeez. Which one is it? Is it 1.1 probably? Or
It's
1.3?
the one closest to K7. So I would say probably 1.3.
Okay.
We'll find out. So John, you like the music in FF11? You never played FF11 though, did you? Alright. Windhurst. It's been a long time since we've been back to Windhurst.
That's true.
You didn't play it. Okay. What do you think of it so far? Do you think it stands the test of time? Here, we gotta go to K7 Shantoto's Manor. I like Windhurst's music. Brings back a lot of memories of when I first played this. I started it in Windhurst. Wow, John, you and I have so much in common. For some reason this music reminds me of Sweeney Todd.
Alright, Shantoto.
Alright, talking to Shantoto.
Ah, another adventurer come to invade my domain. Please stand over there and stop playing dumb games. For your sake, I hope you aren't such a bore. I'm getting quite tired of cleaning blood off the floor.
Jesus.
You have a girl from the future that has come to the past? I've seen this play out before. Trust me, it won't last.
Please, I beggeth you to calm down.
Dr. Shantono, your laboratory smells quite lovely.
Why, that would be a Splendorino aroma from this jar. It's been 14 years since I've combined a splendidly blended blend of herbs and spices, all sealed tight in this jar until right now when... Hush, hush! The recipe's supposed to be a secret, Athie.
Oh, excuse me. The two of you can sit here and argue for hours, but there are those in duress who have need of our powers. Though your orb is quite fascinating and has me perplexed, and your friend from the east I would love to dissect. There are more pressing matters to which we must attend. The issue of Selh'teus, to whom will the crystal shall bend? This world of yours, Tartarus, it has me intrigued. Please, Shantono, help us! I can hear you plead.
Now wait just a minute. Why haven't I heard of thee of this Tartarus?
Dear Yorin Orin, of course I know of this world. They want to know more, with details unfurled.
How do you know of it?
Vana'diel is in but one of countless dimensions. Though blessed by Altana, I must dutifully mention. Up until now, I couldn't prove its existence, but help them I shall if they need my assistance. The name by itself is a cause for alarm, and doubtless there are monsters who wish to cause harm.
Diddly-do, the universe is such a big place.
Korumoru, you act as if you're wholly disconnected, but how soon you'll forget the monstrosity you've erected. You've always involved in some monkey business, and to a more sorry sight I've never borne witness.
What did you do this time? I made a one diddly wonderful contraption, or so I thought. Turned it into one of my biggest mistakes in recent memory. The world is full of Menarino, of terrible creatures. I weep for a land that never knows peace. You know what I mean? You're an adventurino. But the forces of light and dark must always be in balance, and one never wins out for very long. So if some diddly darkness appears somewhere, then there must be some way to Seekerino it out. And you want to use that thingathy of yours to find the evil they're on the lookout for? Just think diddly ink about it. What hero wouldn't want to get their hands on something that could seek out evil before it strikes? Though I had intended to use it to root out cheating student-arinos. But it did that strange diddly Angus thing when I brought it to life. It pointed in a really weird direction.
And so, when he brought it to me with a look of concern, I found what you call Tartarus, and much did I learn. Thus I present to you without further ado, his deranged contraption with purpose anew. The very thought of this is enough to give pause, but I think I can help you, with all of its flaws.
I agree with thee. If it points to the large upswells of magic at thee, that might help you find where the energy of crystals is being drained to. And if the crystals were to fade at thee, well, I hardly need to spell out what that means.
Though since Korumoru made it, I'd be remiss to assume that it will work without failure and not spell your doom. And if such a thing happens, I shall not feign surprise, for it wouldn't be the first time he caused someone's demise.
Dr. Shantono, please! Wait, it's pointing Arena toward Mizuro Coast.
Ah, but of course. It only makes sense. There's a vortex over there. How could I be so dense?
There's been warning thee about Esha all through the three nations. I'd be extra careful. So how diddly Altail? Key item, most curious curio. Alright, let's step outside for a moment.
It looks like the thing from summoning.
Yeah, it does.
The camel things.
And when we took on Unity, remember?
Yes.
Alright, everyone. John, thank you very much. We put a lot of effort into it, and it's just a lot of fun. I'm glad people enjoy it. Smoky Dumpling, Xling, 9H, XO, 9H, L. Thank you all for viewing today. Wintrig, it was good to have you in the stream. That's going to be it for today. Just remember, in Final Fantasy XIV, Miro will soon be able to do this. Double jump.
Looks like they have 3 eyes. And so
Battletoads. Anyway, yeah, I will be back tomorrow with more Final Fantasy, or with more Dragon Quest Heroes 2. I won't be streaming the raid tonight. I raid lead, I can't afford to pay attention to 2 things at once. Silly might be streaming it, or Windtreak.
Yeah. Could be fun.
But if you guys are interested in seeing more FF11, give me a follow. We do this every Sunday when we are not busy, which is most Sundays. So sometimes Silly has real life things. I occasionally have real life things. I stream Monday to Friday, 12:30 to whenever. It seems. Starting Monday is going to be Dragon Quest Heroes 2. Wednesdays, Thursdays, or Fridays, work permitting, Piamet and I will do, on one of those days, Final Fantasy Explorers. And Sundays afternoon is Final Fantasy 14. And starting next Saturday, I'm hoping to do viewer Dragon Quest Heroes 2. So, lots going on. I hope you guys all enjoyed the stream today. I did. Rhapsodies of Vana'diel is very interesting. Yeah. So, have a good one, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.